Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Factoring Polynomials Part 2. Now, as we said here, second thing you have to worry about are uncommon factors. Now, the third thing you should note, difference of squares. So, x squared minus 9. If I asked you to factor that, what would you do? Well, note, it's x squared minus 3 squared. And you should remember, that's x plus 3 times x minus 3. Now, that's a useful shortcut. I was going to point out, if you want to go, think about that for a moment. Now, if you do want to do this the long way, or you can't remember the difference of squares, that's fine. X squared plus 0x minus 9. What two numbers multiply together to be minus 9 and add together to be 0? Plus 3 and minus 3. But this is a nice shortcut. So, well, you guys, here's a couple for you guys to try. 36 minus y squared and 49x squared minus 1. Now, first one's easy. 36 minus x squared. Well, come on. 6 squared minus y squared, so that's 6 plus y times 6 minus y. Now, this next one you have to think about a little bit. 49x squared minus 1. Now, this is, I don't want to say booby trap, but I feel guilty, so I'll give you a hint. What is 1 squared? 1 times 1 is 1. So if I write out 1, that's the same as 1 squared. Now, all of a sudden, you've got a difference of squares. Now, it's a little more obvious if I go 7x, sorry, bracket 7x, close bracket squared, because what's the square root of 49? 7. Now, if I write it like this, what have you got? Seven x plus 1 times 7x minus 1. Now, you'll note I tend to write the plus first and the minus second. It doesn't matter. When you multiply or FOIL these out, the middle terms cancel. So you can also write this as 7x minus 1 times 7x plus 1. It's the same thing. Now, so far so good? Good. Now, last sneaky one is 3 minus 5x, a factor of 18 minus 50x squared. Now you're going here, 18 isn't a perfect square, 50 isn't a perfect square, sorry, and x squared isn't a perfect square. So what the heck's going on? You can't factor 8, well, you can, but what did I just say about common factors? Is there a number I can factor from both of these? Make it a perfect square. 18 and 50, what's the biggest term I can remove from both? They're both even, so I can divide by 2. So I get 2 times 9 minus 25x squared. Now, do I have a difference of squares? Yes, I do. This is 2 times 3 squared minus 5x squared. That's 2 times 3 plus 5x times 3 minus 5x. 3 minus 5x? Yes, it's a factor. It's a little bit sneaky. Now, the next thing you have to worry about, I'll just pause for a moment and let you review this, make certain you got it. Make it a difference of squares. Now, this next thing, fourth, is what I call odd expressions. Now when I say odd, I'm going x plus 2 squared plus 8 times x plus 2 plus 12. You're going, what the heck? Well, copy it out and look at it closely. What do you see? Something squared times 8 times something plus 12. So what if I let something, x plus 2, I just call that y. And all of a sudden this becomes y squared plus 8y plus 12. Now, can I factor that? What two numbers multiply together to be 12 and add together to be 8? Yes, y plus 6 and y plus 2. Now, so far so good? Yes. Now what did I just say y was? Well, y, right up here, make that a different color. Highlight that orange. So every time I have y down here, I replace it with x plus 2 plus 6 and x plus 2 plus 2. So substitute it back in. And what do I get? Well, x plus 8 times x plus 4. Works for me. So you can simplify it and then factor. Now, let's just stop for a moment and look at that. Now, someone's going to ask, but Mr. Sutton, couldn't we multiply it out? Well, yes, we can. X plus 2 squared plus 8 times x plus 2 plus 12. So multiply it out. Now, I think this is more work, but somebody asked. X plus 2 squared. X plus 2 times x plus 2. What does that become? X squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. Eight times bracket x plus 2 close bracket, that's plus 8x plus 16 plus 12 at the end. And that simplifies to x squared plus 12x plus 16. And 12. Oh, 16. Dear. 16 plus 4 and 20, 32. So, 4 and 16 and 12. Anyway, so what two numbers multiply together to equal 32 and add together to be 12? X plus 8, x plus 4. Just like we saw up here. Now, which way is easier? I don't care. I think the first way is easier, but as long as you get the correct answer, substitution, or just multiplying out. Either way, here's one for you guys to try. Don't care how you do it, but I want you to try it. X minus 1 squared minus x minus 1 minus 6. So factor this one way or the other, don't care, and then we'll come back. So pause the recording, I'm sorry. We'll come back and check it. Welcome back. I'm going to do this substitution. Y equals x minus 1. So this becomes y squared minus y minus 6. That's easy to factor. Two numbers that multiply together to be minus 6 and add together to be minus 1. Y minus 3, y plus 2. And what did we say y was? y is x minus 1. So this becomes x minus 1 minus 3. X minus 1 plus 2. And what do we get? X minus 4, x plus 1. Okay, those are the odd ones. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about, but review this for a moment. Double check, make certain you understand it, and then we'll continue on to the last one.